Okay, that's enough of that. Hi guys, that was so ridiculous. Can't believe I actually did that on camera. So we did it! We made it to the end of War and Peace, or at least I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you have made it to the end of War and Peace as well, and you haven't given up, or, you know, stopped trying, or never even bothered starting trying, but we did it. We made it to the end of this freaking book, and I'm very, very proud of all of us for doing so, because this is not an easy book whatsoever. Like, I love classics. Well, I mean, in general, like, I don't have a problem with them. I read them. This is a beast, and there's a reason why people don't read this book, and it's not just because it's 1,200 pages long. So in terms of just part 4, let's talk about that. I have to say part 4 felt kind of anticlimactic to me. I was super excited about everything that was happening with Andrew and Natasha, and then Andrew had to go and die. I mean, not that he wanted to, obviously, and he's a fictional character, but I was very upset by that. Like, I actually felt really, really sad, and like all the scenes afterwards with Natasha and Mary just sort of like mourning and like having to deal with that heartbreak, like, oh, that was so sad to me. Like, I really wanted Andrew and Natasha to be the end game in this story, and they aren't. Instead it's Pierre and Natasha, and while I was so pro Pierre before, and I don't hate him, but I just liked Andrew and Natasha so much more than I like Pierre and Natasha. This is like I feel like I'm talking about like a fandom, and like how there are pairings that everyone is so for, like Team Andrew or Team Pierre. Like, I am so Team Andrew, and it's not so much, again, that I have a problem with Pierre, but I just felt like Natasha and Andrew just had such a deeper relationship, and I felt like everything that happened with Pierre was, while it was understandable, it just felt less deep or more superficial. Like, I felt like everything just happened so quickly in that relationship that it didn't feel very satisfying. I think it's also because there isn't a lot of description in terms of their relationship. Like, it feels like they're barely talked about, especially in the epilogue. Even though you see that they end up married and relatively happy and having children and all of those things, I don't know, it just felt unsatisfying. I think that was my problem with the ending of this book. The ending of this book is kind of unsatisfying. I was also kind of upset that Nicholas and Mary became a thing. Like, I get it, you know, and it all worked out very nicely, but when Sonia decided to write the letter saying that, you know, the engagement's off and all that stuff, and obviously like she was forced into that letter and things like that, like it just made me really sad too. I think it was also the sadness of everything else combined with that just made me really upset. I felt like Sonia was just very sweet and kind, and just, you know, she was living with the family, and obviously she doesn't have a lot of money, so it doesn't work out and all those horrible things, but I don't know, it just made me sad to see them not end up together. It is good that at least Nicholas got his stuff together by the end of the book, because man, was he a mess. I also feel like the ending to War and Peace is kind of just anticlimactic in general. Like, the second half of the epilogue is just so blah compared to the rest, because it's all just philosophical musings by Tolstoy, and I get it. I understand why all of that had to happen, but I guess that's like the least entertaining part of War and Peace. For me personally, this is all obviously just opinion. Like, I know plenty of people probably like that stuff, but for me personally, I was more interested in the characters than about the philosophical musings. That's just what I like in books, is characters. So I just wish there was more of that, and I could have not read like 50 pages of just musings about fate and choices in life and things like that. In case you guys are wondering and you don't follow me on Goodreads, I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, but if I had to say, I would probably give this more like a 3.5. I like this book a lot for the majority of it, and yeah, there were parts that were kind of difficult, and yeah, I wasn't crazy about the war aspect of it, but I thought it was really interesting how everything wove together, and I did actually care a lot about these characters, and I think part of it is also the fact that I'm slightly proud of myself for actually reading this book, so that probably went into my star rating. But I think, again, the ending just kind of brought it down from it being a really solid 4-star book to being a 3.5-star book. So yeah, that's it. I don't have to hold up this freaking book anymore. Well, actually I do, probably in the wrap-up or something. But I finished, and I'm very proud of myself. If you were possibly one of those people out there who's like, I really want to read War and Peace, but I don't know if it's possible, I definitely recommend doing it. Jenny from Adultish Books actually made a video, and it's like a proper review of War and Peace and not just a discussion, and it also just has some tips in there. I definitely recommend checking that out if you're interested, because I definitely think this isn't an easy book to read, and I know for a fact that if I wasn't doing this as part of the read-along, there's a very good chance I would have stopped in volume 1. But I also think that this is a book that is readable. You just need like guides guides or something to help you along the way. I think also just reading it with other people to push you on helps a lot too. So I definitely recommend doing that if you have the choice. But I think this is a book worth reading. I definitely don't feel like I wasted my time or anything like that. If anything, I get to say that I've read War and Peace. If you have any questions about the book, feel free to leave them down below. I will try my best to answer them. I know for a fact that I didn't get everything, so to speak. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't fully comprehend, or I didn't fully understand the symbolisms or anything like that that was happening. I just tried my best to really just get a grasp on the plot aspect of the story, and I feel like if I had studied this in school, I probably would have liked it even more, because there would have been a lot of stuff that were pointed out to me that I wouldn't have seen myself. So yeah, that's it. We have read War and Peace together. Thank you so much to everyone who participated and made videos and tweeted and did all of those things. It was a lot of fun to have other people reading this book along with us, and it was definitely encouraging for me to have other people along for the ride. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.